What's going on everyone? My name's Hayden and welcome to this video. If you don't know who I am, we're on set for 1 million this year. If all goes to plan, I'll sell hundreds of thousands in the USA and the UK. And on this channel, I talk about all things Amazon and a little bit of my personal life. So, welcome to the video. In this video, I'm going to talk about deal sheets on Amazon. So how to sell on Amazon for beginners, specifically talking about deal sheets. Should you use them? Are they a good idea? Are they a bad idea? So I've been selling for around about 3.5 years now, and I actually used deal sheets when I started out, but it was a little bit different back then. So in this video, I'm going to talk about my opinion on them. Should you use them? Are they a good fit for you? Okay, and just give you my honest opinion, because what my channel is all about is actually giving people honest and open views on selling on Amazon without any scammy sales courses from everyone. That's not to say they're all bad, but in my opinion, there's a lot of people out there, TikTokers that don't know what they're talking about, or course sellers that don't know what they're talking about. They're just trying to sell you courses rather than actually give you valuable, meaningful, practical information. So on that note, I'm going to explain to you that a lot of people, it's a bit of a grey area with deal sheets. I think a lot of people don't talk about them because they believe that they are, how can I put it? Some of them are either affiliates for them, so they're making too much money not to talk about them, or they own the company of the deal sheets, etc., so they won't talk about them, or sellers just simply don't know about them. But let me explain. Deal sheets, for the most part, are going to get tanked, and that's the truth. They're going to get tanked, and I have to tell you this as new sellers. Don't spend too much time getting deal sheets. When I started 3.5 years ago, they got tanked then. And don't get me wrong, we still made some money from them. Like, you know, for example, especially the sort of deals where, by the way, there might be some opportunity on them now from certain deal sheet companies where, you know, say if it's TK Maxx and, you know, they hand the deal sheet out and you happen to be one of them that gets the deal before it goes out of stock. If it's limited stock and it's not a continuous line like somewhere like Sainsbury's that's selling Percy pigs, for example, that's obviously going to be selling that for years. If you get certain lines, then it might work in some sort of way, shape or form. For example, if an item, as I said, is got a set limited line, and even if it gets tanked, you can hold on to that price because you know that there's no more stock that can be bought. There is ways that they can work, but for the most part, I'm afraid they don't. They just don't. They get tanked. Back in the day, I think I bought one as well as having a virtual assistant, and we sort of mixed them both, and then you know, things like that. But now, I don't believe they work. They get saturated, and some people would say, yeah, but that's fine because you just have to wait for the sellers to fall off and then the price will recover. Unfortunately, especially in the UK market, sometimes the sales velocity for that product isn't high enough for that to happen. Therefore, in order to wait for it to recover, you might have to wait 6 months or a year, or it might not ever recover. In which case, if that line is continuous, if that product line from the supplier, the retailer, the wholesaler is continuous, then it might not ever recover. That's the problem. So, and then you're still paying fees to store your products in Amazon as well. You've got to remember that. So there's a few things to take into account there, but in general, I would only use deal sheets if I was starting out, just to sort of get the hang of selling. Like, even if I knew I was only going to make 10% profit, in some cases you might not even make that, but you might want to use it just to understand the process. Or the best things you use them for is to understand the different stores that you could source from, get a good understanding of stores. But then again, do you want to use them stores if that's the ones that the deal sheets are using? You know, because they could be getting absolutely saturated with sellers that are getting them from deal sheets. So in general, I don't think they're a good idea. Deal sheets, I don't think are a very good idea. Also, you could say the same about these softwares, these deal sourcing softwares like Tactical Arbitrage and Arbitrage Hero, etc. Some people think they're good, but I think they're bad, because the introduction of things like Arbitrage Hero, not saying anything badly specific, it's a good tool, don't get me wrong, but the problem with tools like that is that they've made it so much easier for new sellers to get tools, and sometimes new sellers don't know what they're doing and they're just tanking all these prices. They're absolutely tanking prices, and you may as well get a deal sheet if you're going to get something like Tactical Arbitrage, because I was one of the first users on that and it was good, but then unfortunately it got worse and worse and worse, the deals, because more people were starting to use the actual software. So you've got to be careful with these things. Deal sheets, you know, sourcing softwares, they get saturated. That's the truth. There's nothing can beat good, hard, old school manual sourcing, training up a virtual assistant to do manual sourcing, get them to find little nooks and crannies that you can get yourself into where other people aren't necessarily looking. So yeah, that's my view on deal sheets. Personally, wouldn't recommend them in 2023. I think, you know, they can only be used on certain minimal purposes. Mostly the main people that are profiteering from it is the people that sell the sheets. And that's the truth. It's usually the company owner that's making the money, unfortunately, in that industry. So anyway, the reason I spoke about that is because, you know, it's nothing personal about anyone, but on this channel, as I say, I like to be transparent. I don't want anyone to get scammed or conned, etc. So I want to be completely honest and give you my honest opinion, and that is my honest opinion on deal sheets. Okay. Anyway, let me know what you think of deal sheets below. I'll see you in the next video. My name's Hayden.